What's going on, guys? My name is Dexterity. Welcome back to another video. If you are new here, leave a like if you enjoy, or if it helped you out. Drop a sub. You know the deal. Every YouTuber tells you this. I am so sick of this quarantine because I just want to get a haircut. Like, at this point, I am done with fixing my hair. So probably in future videos, my hair is gonna be a mess like this. Like it's everywhere. I may have stole this video idea from my comment section. Thank you for the idea. We're going to be showing you how I make my thumbnails. Obviously, what I use is Adobe Photoshop CC 2019. I had 2020, but I deleted it because it didn't run well on my system and there was just barely any changes. So, you're on Photoshop. Now, I did make myself a little Call of Duty template with all the assets that I need from different GFX packs for my Call of Duty thumbnails. So, basically, you're going to click on Create New. This is how you're going to start off your new thing now. And you're going to want to copy these settings. I have 1920 by 1080 pixels, 300 resolution, and RGB color, 8-bit, background white. The background doesn't really matter. And then once you have that copied down, you just want to click Create. And it'll pull up this little canvas right here. Now, if you're new to Photoshop, this will look ridiculous for you. You don't necessarily have to buy Photoshop. You can just, like, download it off of websites for free, but I'm not going to disclose on how you can do that. Basically, what I like to do is I like to grab a new layer, click this little lock thing, and then press delete on my keyboard just to get rid of that and get a transparent layer. I like having two layers just for this purpose. So, for this example, first, we're going to make a Fortnite thumbnail. So, we're going to open up Google Chrome and search out Fortnite, if I can even spell, Fortnite background. And we can basically just go in Google Images and take any sort of background that we want. You can take this like nice little blue one, or this purple one, this little pink one. Any of these backgrounds. I think we're going to go with this one. 1920 by 1080. It's the agency background. So we're going to save image. And bam. Now, if you have two monitors, you can take this little window and pull it off to the side. Basically, you're going to go back to Photoshop. And on this little thing, you can just drag in the image. What I'll do is I'll show you what to do it if you have only one monitor. So I'll just show you what to do if you don't have two monitors. You just open up your files right here, File Explorer, and you'll go to your downloads, drag in Fortnite Hideout, bam, and then you can press this little check mark up here, and bam, you have in your background. It's automatically filled up the screen, the same exact size. But I like to do Control T to be able to move it around. And I like to go to the corner and I like to hold Alt and drag just to zoom in just a tad bit, just so that there isn't any transparent edges and no issues with that. And you create a new layer. And what I like to do is we are going to right click on this, create or convert it to a smart object. And then we're going to go to filter up here. We're going to hover over blur and click on Gaussian blur. This is my favorite blur settings, 4.9 pixels. You can set it to whatever you want. Just play with the slider. See whatever you like. If you want a super blurred or barely blurred or like just slightly blurred, I like 4.9. So there you have your blurred backgrounds, mainly because some of the objects in the background will interfere with your text or whatever. So then on the new layer, we'll click on the text thing over here on the sidebar and we will click there. Bam. So the font that I use is Burbank Big Condensed Black. You can just search it up on Google and download it yourself. And I always write my text in all caps. So let's say, for example, we're making a high kill gameplay video. So we'll just type in high kill, or we'll do insane. And then for the next set of text, we're going to do high kill gameplay, but we don't need to do that just yet because I want the first line to be insane. You can do Control T again to kind of make that bigger. You don't need to position it just yet. And then once you have that set up, you have your insane text and it's just blank. Obviously, it looks bad. It's just plain white and it doesn't really blend in properly. So we're going to do my specialty text that I learned from Sesso. He's another YouTuber. He's a designer for 100 Thieves. We're going to right click on this. We're going to right click on the insane text layer. And we're going to duplicate layer and press OK. Now the copy layer, we're going to drag that underneath the normal layer, and then we're going to right click on the copy and click convert to shape. Now once you have it converted to shape, you want to press A on your keyboard and you'll see up here it'll pop up. You'll see fill is like a little white thing, and then stroke, and then the pixels, yada yada yada. So you're going to click on fill and you're going to click this red little line here to get rid of the fill. And then the stroke, you're going to choose whatever color you want. I'm kind of feeling blue, so we're going to choose blue with that. I'm going to click this drop down menu for pixels. Now for me, it always works good at 19 pixels, so you can try that or just mess around with it, whatever. And then this little line up here, you would say like, oh yeah, you put on the stroke, I don't see any blue anywhere. It's because you gotta click on this line right here. It'll put the drop down menu, and you're gonna click on a line and do the very third option. There we go, you have that. But you might be thinking, that still looks kind of shit. And I'm gonna be honest, you're absolutely right. So you're gonna come over here to the copy layer, and you're gonna right click it, and gonna click blending options. Now this is where you guys are gonna have to copy a lot of stuff. I have presets saved, so you can obviously save presets, and I'm gonna teach you how to do that. But first, we're gonna do the text duplicate one. So you can see how that really changed it and kind of like very like emphasized the text. So basically, you're gonna want to put on it like you're not gonna have any styles. You're just gonna be straight normal blending options. You're gonna be from the start. You're gonna want to put on bevel and emboss, and you're gonna copy these settings: inner bevel, smooth, 100% depth, 3 pixel size, 90 degrees, and then 30 degrees, and then 72, 27, screen, multiply. We're gonna copy all those. You just pause the video, copy them, it'll be good. Then on satin, you're gonna copy these settings as well: multiply, 16% opacity, 12 pixels distance, and 19 pixels size. You're gonna copy that. Just pause the video, like I said. And then for your gradient overlay, you're gonna leave it normal, but you're gonna put the opacity on 26 overlay, and you're just gonna copy that. And then for drop shadow, you're gonna copy the same thing: 100% opacity, normal, black color, 0 distance, 1% spread, 49 pixel size, and the other stuff you're gonna leave at 0. In order to save it, so if you already clicked OK, just right click on the layer again, click on blending options. You're right here. You're gonna go to styles, so you have everything set. You can just want to click new style, name it whatever you want, and then press OK, and then it should be in your list. Because I have different styles that looks kind of dumb with the way I did the text, but still, you have your text duplicate one. Name it duplicate, so you know to put that on the copy layer of the text. And then on your insane normal layer, we're gonna be doing the raw layer style. So bevel and emboss, you're gonna copy these settings, and then inner glow, you're gonna copy these settings. For the color here, you're gonna click on that little square. For the color picker, you're not gonna be able to get the exact color unless you type in this little color code down here. The color code is DECEE3, and you're gonna click OK, and you'll get that nice little pinkish glow on the inside, and you copy the rest of the settings. And then gradient overlay, it's white to gray. I will show you, like this. It's really easy to copy. You can toy around with it, get whatever you want, and then copy the rest of the settings. And then drop shadow, copy these settings as well. Pause the video. You know what to do. Then obviously, new layer style, and save it. And bam. So now our text looks awesome. Now there's some extra things we can do with it. So we are going to so we have the first layer selected. We're gonna hold shift and click on the other layer, so we have both of them, and you're gonna hold control and press E to merge them, and then you can do control and T to pull up this thing to where you can move it. I like to kind of like tilt it a little bit, make it bigger. Bam. Then we are basically going to add a new layer, because I completely forgot that this was also a step. So you're gonna add a new layer after you already merged it and you positioned it. Then you're gonna go over on the side menu, and this is extra. This isn't needed. Sometimes I feel like, depending on the thumbnail, it'll look better without this extra stuff. But you're gonna click on the little brush tool here. You have your little brush. Oh yeah, make sure you click on the layer first, and then you click on the brush. Now if you have a little like a crosshair type thing, you're gonna want to press caps lock to turn caps lock off. And if it's a little circle, then that's what you want. You can make it whatever size you want. I feel like I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller. I think around 338 should be good. All right. So, and then I have the opacity at 65%. That's all preference. You can mess with that to see how strong the glow is. And then we're gonna come down here on this little black square, and we're gonna click that. And we're gonna basically get a lighter. I usually take whatever the background color is, take that color and make it a little bit lighter. I just realized this video is gonna be quite a while. Click OK, and then we're going to click there, and then click there. So then we have our little stuff. We can put another one in the middle. There we go. And then we're going to come up here to this little drop down menu where it says normal. Click that. And then we're going to look through here, kind of see what looks the best. Sometimes light or a screen will do good. Sometimes linear dodge add will do good. Soft light, maybe overlay. For this case, I feel like either color dodge or linear dodge. We're going to do linear dodge add. So we have a nice little glow in our text, and then we can do shift to click on both of them, or you can do control and click on both of them, and then control E to merge. And bam, we have our text. And then basically, you just want to do this again with your second layer text. The second layer, I'm not going to go through the whole process, but the second layer, insane. Will high kill game be too big a text? You also want to highlight that and click up here and make sure that it's set to white. I feel like high kill game we might be able to move around with. It's going to be relatively smaller than this text, but you want to try to get it aligned as best as possible. And then basically you run through and do the same process over again. It's also worth mentioning that it's nice to combine two different colors sometimes. So like for this example, we're probably going to do orange, and we'll see how that looks. And there we have it. And there we have it. We got that settled. They're kind of lined up decent. And then once you have the two text layers, you can just merge them with control E. And then bam, we have our text. And that's just one part. We still need some images and extra stuff. So I like kind of like holding control and making these just slightly bigger. Kind of like put it in the middle a little bit. And obviously we have a little open space over here. So we're going to go back to Google and we're going to search up Fortnite PNG. See if we can get like a nice skin. We're gonna go with our boy Marshmallow here. And obviously, same thing. You want to pull up your files. Go to quick access down here or go to downloads and you're gonna drag in your image. Now we have our boy Marshmallow. We're gonna kind of like adjust him, make him bigger. Alright, and we're gonna right click on him and click on blending modes. Also make sure the layer is below your text so that if the person's kind of big, he kind of goes behind the text a little bit. And then sometimes I have a few presets, so like the white outline kind of looks decent, or sometimes I like to throw in the text duplicate one because it kind of just, you know, does some cool stuff to him. Or you can do like this different stuff, like you can copy these inner glow settings if you like this little purple thing, and then outer glow with blue. There's quite a few things we can do, and I'm probably just gonna do text duplicate because it's basically white outline but without the white outline. So there we have our guy. And then what I also like to do is I'll add a new layer, but I am going to control T the text and use the arrow keys to adjust that down a bit, mainly because I want to throw the Fortnite logo. And then we're going to grab this white Fortnite logo right here. We're going to right click, save image as, bam. Alright, I just drag that in here. And we will adjust this to go above our text. Make sure it's tilted properly, because if it's not tilted properly, it's going to look pretty dumb. I also like making the Fortnite text bigger than the actual text. Slightly. Bam. No, that's off-centered. There we go. Bam. That's a little off-centered too. I don't know. I'm very picky when it comes to this. Bam. So then we're going to click on the Fortnite thing, blending options. And then we are also going to throw on the text duplicate with that to kind of, you know, do that. And then we're going to drag it behind the text. And then we're going to shift both of those layers and then control E to merge them. We do not need layer 3. So layer 2, we're going to control T. And there we go. That is a pretty good thumbnail if you ask me. That's literally it. You could add extra stuff like arrows and a bunch of other stuff. Any like emojis you want to add or whatever. You can feel free to add those in. Just do anything that you want to make this better. One extra tip. Sometimes it's kind of better to do this at the beginning of making your thumbnail, but I always forget to do it until the end when I'm looking over to kind of see what I can do to make the thumbnail better. Click on the background, right click it. Now if you haven't already, convert to smart objects. We already have, I'm sure, but I just did it anyways. Then you're gonna go to filter, and then camera raw filter. This is extra. You don't need to do this, but it kind of like makes the background pop a little more. This background will pop up. So just you're gonna copy these settings. So I have a vibrance. I crank up quite a bit, so like 17 or so. Clarity, I crank up like 5 to 10. And then exposure, crank up just a slight bit, like 0.20. You don't want to do that up too much, because if you do it too much, then you get that. So you kind of want that just a slight brightness. And then if I can show you guys, because my face cam's in the way, you guys will see these. You guys will see these little options right here. This is the tone curve. You're gonna click on that, and then with this little map right here, you're gonna go towards the top and kind of like raise it up, and then you go to the bottom and raise it down to kind of like. No, I don't like that. To kind of like form a little S. And then over here, you're going to go to HSL adjustments and make sure you're on the saturation tab. And then whatever colors that are in the image, like green is a big one. We're going to grab that and make it more green. And then blue is one. And then make it more blue, because you can see how the blue kind of reacts to it. We're going to make it slightly more blue. And aqua, maybe you can turn that up a little bit for like the bottom left where it's like kind of like really blue. And you'll start to see like a little distortion effect because you're changing a lot with the saturation, but no one's really going to notice if your background is blurred. Right, so once you have that done, go down to the bottom right corner, click OK, and then bam, you have your thumbnail. This is a really good thumbnail in my opinion. I really like the way this came out. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you are new. That's how I make my thumbnails. I was going to show you how I make my Call of Duty thumbnails, because I make those slightly different, but it's still kind of the same process with the text, because I think that's what people like most about my thumbnails is the way I do the text. And this video is going on pretty long, so thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later. I'm not going to do that again. I'll see you guys later. It really wasn't my style.